was cool. Guys, I think Samantha was a very rebellious girl. Ladies, kings and queens, Yanelisa Bokveld. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting story to tell you guys of what it felt like moving from a village in the Eastern Cape to Gauteng to pursue my studies back many months ago, because I thought if we are going to start this channel and we're in the midst of getting to know each other, then I should at least tell you guys a little bit more about myself. So this story time is exactly about that. But before we get into the video, please make sure that you have subscribed, hit that notification bell, because andifuni nimisi videos and ndiyanibona nina guys niyabukela but then ke ngoku anisubscribanga habo bethunani kodwa akatsanuropa kaloku ayisanuropa bethuna. Please don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get straight into the video. Give you guys a little bit of context. For those who don't know, I am born and bred in the Eastern Cape, eQoqodala village. Proudly so. So I'm going to tell you guys where I went to my high school and what the experience was, so that we get a little bit of nini grasp context. Samuva apa sat. Okay, sure. So I went to a boarding school called Dordrecht High School, Okanyeke. If you are a very, very old person and you're watching this video, then you probably know it as School Dordrecht. So it was in a town called Dordrecht, and it's not far from where I stay. So when I was in grade 5, I went there with my sister that you guys are going to hopefully meet one day, and sasifunda payana while my other siblings were in another school elsewhere. I was very excited going to that school, because my other siblings babe boarding school already. I want almost like hype by border. And then Tina because we were day scholars, Susukekaya going to another school that we went to. But then my mom saw it fit that Natisia boarding school. Yay! Dandy excited. So now so grade 5, fast forward to grade 11. Because the story is about going to Varsity, so I'm not gonna now tell you guys about my childhood and it. So it was now time. You're like in grade 11, you need to do well, because you are going to use this report card to apply. So I'm the last born at home, and all my siblings at the time were already in varsity by the time I was in grade 11. So now we know how the drill works, and you need to do well, you need to apply on time, blah 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 blah. Okay, so I remember my other sister that went to the institution that I ended up going to, which was TUT, used to come back home and then tell us stories. And used to tell us stories about, okay, this is what we do, Payana, Jonga. I was like, yes. There were drummies at TUT. She used to now rehearse and show us what they did when they were doing drummies. I was like, yes. And she was like, yeah, residences meet and then we sing. And then I was like, I had a clear vision of what university looked like. I had that privilege. I know what is what, practically. So, the excitement is building up when everyone comes back and then they're telling you stories. And then my brother is telling me another story about how life is. And then my other sister that goes to another tertiary institution is also having all these stories. I was like, yay, Mandi beke Varsity. Okay. So, now this is the part that got me way too excited. Now we were in high school, and then that thing where my previous scholars come back to the school and then maybe just come to see you guys because Bayanazi, they stay in the same town. And then now this previous scholar came. Let's give her a name. Masithi Samantha. So Samantha was a very nice girl. She was very talkative. She was out there. She was a great netball player. So I knew Samantha because I also played netball. So I knew Samantha like that. But she was like an older sister. So at that time, Samantha had left, and now she was studying at this tertiary institution up at Gauteng. Now I remember Samantha coming back to us, and so now we're having those conversations of, oh, okay, how is varsity? By the way, Sasi is Varsity. sithi kunjani ke mavava ndimkhasasele kaloku Samantha like nenza ntoni nini apha hayi ke Samantha hey was cool. Guys, I think Samantha was a very rebellious girl. So Samantha is like, yay nina, ziyabuya emavava, homonati left, right, and center. Boshwidi. I'm like, yes, konza kandon kaloku Samantha like kasba selecho. Yewethu, asho Samantha, hi Payana, it's very litty, like no one obviously is controlling your life. Obviously no one is controlling our life anyway, because we are like very far away from home. And it's a boarding school. But then Samantha is like, yay, you have freedom galore. And Payana, you're gonna meet these girls that stayed in Gauteng that know their way through, and then they're just gonna hit up on you and be like, "Gal, there's a party, let's go." I'm like, "Yo, Samantha." That time I don't even party, but I'm just excited. And about yo guys, like it's a totally different life. Because the town we were in, guys, I swear to you guys, it was a very small town. So there wasn't a lot happening, but there was a lot happening, but there wasn't a lot. So like getting just a feel of what the city feels like. Listen. And Samantha Kasam was like a very good storyteller. At Samantha University, even if you don't have money, those girls would buy her clothes. They would be like, yes, Samantha, me, dress up. Masame. Hey! I'm like, guys, and then we're like, okay, Samantha, school-wise. And she's like, yeah, school is nice. You go to lecture halls. I already had an idea what was happening in Varsity, but getting it from someone else unfiltered. Because you never know when you're home, because there are parents as well. You don't know whether these things are filtered or not. But when you're hearing it from Samantha, it's information galore. And she's like, yes, it's just money everywhere there in Varsity. It's just money. It's just life. It's nice. Like, yay! The excitement for Varsity now was hiking up. Come hello, high waters, this one emavava. And this is Funa emavava. Now, grade 11 passed, and then we were now matriculants. Sometimes I miss high school. So now, we are very excited. Now came the time to apply. Your girl started applying quite early because and my sisters told me that we don't want stories, we don't want you to be late for your applications. Now there am I. Isn't online, they weren't really a thing. So there we were, hand printing, hard copy, fill it in, post office, send. For those of you guys who think I'm a very ancient baby, I matriculated in 2016. Thanks. So we were those people. I applied at various institutions quite early in the year. Of course, applying for any and everything. I told you guys, it's a very small town. So you're not even too aware of the life beyond what you see. And at that time, social media was a thing, but it wasn't really a thing. Things like YouTube, things like Instagram, they had just been introduced to us. I mean, they had been there, but it was really, really not a thing. It was not a fuss. I say excited with no mix city, no BBM, no WeChat, no to go. Guys, that town was very backwards, now that I think of it. But I applied, and then I remember applying to various institutions, and then at the tertiary institution I ended up going to, I applied for performing arts. Now, if you know me, you know I love the arts. So I applied for performing arts, and then they came back to me, and then they were like, yeah, we want you to write a potential assessment test. And I'm like, oh, now I'm scared. Because number one, I never studied performing arts where I am. I don't know how these things go. I know eventually I want to be on television. I want to know how it's done. But then I'm very scared. I just got too scared of, choosing a career that I had no clue about, and no one had literally told, no one was exposed to that kind of life at home, where someone would thoroughly explain to me how would it go. Was it really a big deal? Was it not? Now that I think of it, it really wasn't a big deal. I would have passed that assessment test, but honey, I was scared. So now my sister calls, and then she's like, this is what they want you to do. I'm like, let's choose another option, because the only thing I want to make sure of is that I do go to Varsity. So I don't want to postpone this thing. I go, right, potential assessment test, and then I don't make it, and then I don't have a university. I'm not risking it. Now, that was your girl making one of the most horrible decisions of her life, choosing hospitality. Guys, I chose hospitality as a career, guys, so I chose hospitality management simply because your girl liked watching Food Network. Your girl liked watching Food Network and Chopped and all those shows that play there. And I had a cousin of mine that was also doing hospitality, and it was doing well for him. Yay, when he had traveled overseas, he living his life, and I was like, if anything makes sense, this makes sense, because I was really like an extraordinary child. So in my mind and in my opinion, don't choose like a career which is about exciting. We are one. That choose I guess and hospitality. Oh, what a decision! And that said that I'll tell you about one day. But it was time to go to Varsity. We got our results. We had passed matric, and we were packed inside. It was time to pack. We were leaving. If there's one thing I have, is very excited and supportive parents. There we were in a car. Went to Gauteng. And then I didn't get a rest, and I was quite bummed. So the university I went to was the Tshwane University of Technology, of which my sister and brother was there. So amongst all the institutions that had accepted me, I chose that one for personal reasons and just preference in general, because City of Gold eventually. So I was like, yes, I'm closer. If I'm in Pretoria, I'm in Joburg. Little did I know. Little did I know. Thank you very much. Okay, so we came to Varsity. I didn't get a raise, so I was like, yo, and then I stayed at this other residence, which was called a junction, which was quite close to school, a junction. I got an amazing roommate. I'm not going to say her name in case she doesn't want me to say her name, but I got an amazing roommate, Payana, who took care of me like I'm her own. She was from the Eastern Cape, so I'm my yes. And I was Tembushi's daughter practically. She protected me. She did everything a sister could. And on top of that, my sister and brother were also at the same institution. Yay, I was covered. And guys, when I tell you, first day of school, I knew I wrong career choice. Guys, wrong career choice, Lena. Wrong career choice. But I was like, okay, sharp. Fast forward, eventually I got a race. So now when I got raised, I got Dennis female residence. Yeah, what? So now when I got raised, I was bummed because at the time when I had arrived at race, it was almost time to perform drummies. And so when I was asked if I want to take part in drummies, I was like, nah, because it's already late. I don't want to be that child. Number one, and quite jive. So that thing takes like 5 months for me to learn properly. So I was like, nah, it's fine. I won't just participate. So I'll just be a supporter. Guys, I was bummed because I remember Galokosa Swam had been telling me about this for how many years. This is the biggest event at TUT. Klezayam was in shambles. But I was like, okay, sharp. Because Tina, we move picture junk park. Anyway. you know me because I know for me. Anyway. And then I told myself that I'm going to do every other thing that is going to keep me busy, because obviously the career I chose in this tertiary institution is not what I wanted. So I'm going to make sure that I keep my mind busy. So I signed up for an agency that I'm not going to mention. I signed up for an agency, and then at the time I had started my beauty pageant career. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. And right immediately when I arrived, auditions for Miss TUT Pretoria campus came through. Your girl did it, we auditioned, and then we were finalists, and that journey continued, and eventually I was crowned Miss Tshwane University of Technology after 5 years of the pageant not being there. So I was like, they took a 5-year break, and then I came with a bang, came back with a crown. I was like, yes, queen. Guys, when I tell you the transition of moving from a village and a very small town to a city, you get the Yitlachan Suk, guys. Yitlachan Suk, like everything is everywhere. It's these different people you don't know. They're speaking a different language. Lost. Again, my sister had given me a pep talk. You're gonna have to adjust to Gendombi. Learn the language if you want to be comfortable. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yes, in the look. If my big sister says it, consider it done. Yeah, I understand. This is that time. So I was ready to learn. I was ready to just experience it for what it is. But guys, go busy, big cities. Every day, someone is up and down. Listen, I'm telling you, this in a very small town where anyone hardly even did makeup. And figure out her makeup is a thing. It's a day-to-day situation. Everyone does makeup. Girls are on weaves. I'm like, guys, what's a I need Kailanga Mnalela. It's a bit overwhelming. You know what I mean? Because I like a kulit afakazin. And then now you had to choose your circle. I chose my circle, and because I'm a very hyperactive person, but then I'm not a liker of things too much. So I still stay true to who I am. I think more than anything, a lesson I learned throughout the journey was understanding why you're there. The motive, guys, you can easily get lost in the mist up. Anyway, so the year passed on and I was now getting like a hang of things. Years passed as well, and then eventually they now hosted auditions. So for TET Drummies, you remember the Drummies I couldn't perform at. Now there used to be this guy who's called Bongani Drama, who posts the Drummies alongside a celebrity. So now that year they were like, they don't want a celebrity anymore. They want to give this opportunity to students. Guess what your girl did? Oh yes, I auditioned. Oh yes, like I said, I auditioned Kaizini to be a host for the Drummies, and I got the part. I was so excited because it was a big deal. It was the biggest event at TT. Like, I know. And then I hosted the Drummies. It was such a pleasant experience. If I can put like a picture somewhere for you guys to see. It was such an amazing experience. I am not going to lie. But then eventually I finished the TUT, and now I am a graduate waiting for my certificates. Round of applause for me. And then right after that, I jumped on to now the dream that I always had, which was studying television and arts. And so I came to the school that I'm actually in now, which is Johannesburg. Guys, if you think I thought that Pretoria was very busy, I came to Joburg. Guys, I came to Joburg. I get up again. And I said, this res, hey, it's always busy, up and down, up and down. I was like, sometimes like, I wish I had this energy. I wish I had this energy that these people have, because to be quite honest, I had no energy, guys. Everyone is busy here. And everyone is going somewhere. Someone has a blazer somewhere. Someone has this. It's always like amazing cars parked outside. And my room, you can see everything when you're in my room. Guys, the life is so busy here. Dear village child, know why you are here. Know the reason why you want to achieve this life so bad. Don't get caught up in the midst of Joburg. Enjoy, have fun, do the works, but it's so easy to get lost here because the noise is a lot. Even if you're not coming to Joburg, you're going to a big city. Trust and believe me, it's a big change that will take you some time to adjust. Some days you'll feel depressed. Some days you'll feel like, yay! It's a lot. But know the reason why you're there. But at the same time, guys, enjoy your varsity years. Enjoy. Because they're never coming back. They are never coming back. So make sure you enjoy those years. So when I got here, I was like, oh, now it's noisy. But remember, look, I'm a two-timer now. I'm doing this for the second time. And now I understand people more. I understand different. I know who to trust and how to trust them, what to say to people and what not to say. I kind of like have a little bit of a manual. But I told myself that I wasn't really enjoying myself at TUT, and now this is my time to blossom and shine. So I'm going to have as absolute fun as I can be. And lucky for me, when I got here last year, I got amazing roommates. And so that was a pleasant year for me. We understood each other. Guys. But more than anything that I learned from moving from Pretoria to Johannesburg is how real the dreams feel when you are in Joburg. Maybe they could have felt the same in Pretoria if I was really doing something that I really enjoyed or whatever. But in Joburg, like everything feels so real, so tangible. You want to be on screen. You see people that are on screen every day. You not like every day, but you pass by someone and you get to understand that, oh snap, they're actually human like me. You get to see like things you never really thought were a thing, like YouTube now. Like I'm on this platform. To be quite honest, if I was in Eastern Cape right now and it was the time back then, maybe I wouldn't have had this channel because of just not being that open-minded, guys. Coming to the city for me broadened my horizons. It made me understand that I am capable to achieve as far as the sky goes and beyond. You understand? Because just that feeling of getting to see and touch the dream makes you feel so much closer to it. When such a time, and you mean it to my friends that we used to see I know it's such a petty little thing, and you used to see the Vodacom building every time when you're watching maybe Rhythm City, and then it shows generations. But now you see it so close by, it's like, yeah, Nibabile. Though we're not there yet, the dream feels so absolute tangible. So yeah, guys, that has been the experience for me. My advice to people that are going to really like make a great transition like that of life: stay true to who you are and know the reason why you're there. If you feel like you're forgetting, go home. Go to Bakshamasaka wako, go to for a holiday just to ground yourself again. And it can get very busy. It can really get very busy. Get a group that understands you. Get people that get you. Understand that in the big city, not everyone is for you, like it would probably be in a small town or whatever. But more than anything, please have fun. In varsity, please have fun. Those years are going to pass, and you're going to look back and be like, why didn't I seize every flippin' moment? So please make sure you do that. And to be quite honest, I think I'm still going to experience life a lot more here in Joburg. I'm so beamed to be here. I'm so happy. I think people that went to school with me in TUT are now looking at me like, yeah, now you look like you belong. You know what I say? So I'm really happy you're here. And one day I'll tell you a story time of how I chose a career that was not me, and it almost took me down the drain, in all ways possible, mental health and just physically in general. So yeah, otherwise, man, don't let them fool you. It's very nice, very lekker. And I'm sure now, if you are watching this video and you're anxious about going to varsity, post COVID or whatever, you're just excited. I promise you are going to have fun if you allow yourself to have fun. Otherwise, please don't forget to like the video. Comment down below what your experience was, or what's the most memorable experience you have when you move from the big city from a village to the big city, or just what are you excited about the journey that you are going to embark on. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. You are even tonight because I'm not. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next upload. Till then,